full weekend of NAIA basketball, and now all the Midwest teams start their winter trek down to Florida. Cascade Hoopstock starts right now. Hey, let's just start right here. Number 2 in the nation, College of Idaho. They defeated Eastern Oregon on Saturday, and this was not expected by anybody. 103-57. Trust me, Eastern Oregon is way better than that. But when College of Idaho wants to, they have a completely another gear, and they used it Saturday in LeGrand. They beat them 103-57. Alex Germer, he had 14 points, 3 rebounds. Johnny Radford, 16 points, 3 rebounds. So the College of Idaho now is 8-1. They got a test next weekend. They're going to be at Walla Walla on Friday, a game they're definitely expected to win. And then they backtrack over to LC State on Saturday. Going to be a lot of eyes on that game. So we'll have to keep an eye on that this weekend. Also, LC State, they played Florida College over in LeGrand. Florida College made a trek up here, played LC State, and then they're playing Eastern Oregon also tonight. But LC State defeated Florida College 83-66. Makari Morris, 13 points, 5 rebounds, and Taden King, he had 25 points. So LC State, they are the Warriors. They go to 9-1, and as I say, they're going to host Eastern Oregon on Friday. And then they're going to have College of Idaho on Saturday. Big weekend with those teams right there. It's going to kind of shake things out. Because let's take a look at the standings. First, let's take a look at the rest of the games in the conference. Corbin and beat Bushnell. That's a big game in the conference. That's that Cross Valley game, if you know anything about the Cascade Conference. We talked about LC State winning. Northwest beat Carroll in Helena. That was a bit of a surprise. And then Oregon Tech beat Southern Oregon in a double overtime. Obviously, as a game I was at, that game was incredible, highly entertaining for the fans. But as Coach Zozelle said after the game, not fun for the losing coach. So let's look and see. It's early, but in the Cascade Conference, LC State, College of Idaho, and Corbin. Corbin's a bit surprising earlier. And then we go on down here But this will all start to shake out as teams get on the road and start, mixing it up, I guess is the way to say it. So as the games get underway next weekend, here's what we're going to see. We've talked about a few of them. But on Friday night, really keep an eye on that Eastern Oregon LC State game. And then on Saturday, here's the games. Keep an eye on that LC State College of Idaho game. Could mean quite a bit as the conference moves forward. Let's jump over to the Golden State Conference. The Masters, they were in action against Montana Western. They beat them 91-64. Caleb Lowry, 27 points, 8 rebounds. Jaron Nerfetti, he had 21 points. A good win for the Masters. They go to 10-2. They're going to host Montana Northern on Monday tonight. A lot of games tonight. A lot of games. Check your schedule. A lot of games. Just little action this weekend in the GSAC. OUAZ beat Montana Western, and then they fell to Rocky Mountain on Saturday in overtime. Jumping to the Red River Conference, LSU, Alexandria. They beat North American. They were expected to win this game, but they really needed it to stay up ahead in the standings. You'll see when we show you the standings. Cashy Nat, 16 points, 18 rebounds. As I say, a big boy double-double. And Jordan DeCure, he had 14 points. So the Generals, they go to 11-1, and they're going to play on the road Texas A&M San Antonio on Thursday. So let's jump into the other games in that conference this weekend. You can see them there. No surprises at all. No surprises in the conference. Taking a look at the standings, LSU Alexandria and Our Lady of the Lake and Xavier are really kind of leading, or they're not running away, but they're a couple games up on the rest of the conference. So the next games are Thursday in the conference, and really watch these games. So all three of these teams are playing. They're all three playing teams that can beat them. So Our Lady of the Lake has to face Shreveport. The Generals play Texas A&M San Antonio, as we said, and Xavier has to play Southwest. So all these teams are going to get a stiff test on what day they play again, on Thursday. Frontier Conference, just a little bit of action on Saturday. We've talked about a lot of it. Talked about Northwest beating Carroll in the other game. So that was what was going on in the Frontier Conference. Jumping down to the GPAC, quite a bit of action in the GPAC. So Northwestern, they win again. They beat Doane 88-64. This was a game that was at Orange City. This is the wrecking crew, you guys. These three are performing, at least right now, I think at the highest level of any group in the country. Jesse Van Kalsbeek on Saturday, 23 points, 16 rebounds. The freshman, just a big boy double-double. I don't know what else to say. He's a freshman. Jalen Langsy, 19 points, 3 assists. And then the guy who really makes the show run, Alex Van Kalsbeek, 18 points, 7 rebounds. So they go to 12-0, and they're going to play Warner on Tuesday, and they're part of that. These Midwestern schools go down to Florida. What is so intriguing about Florida weather in December? I just don't get it. I don't understand. I love the snow. Dort, they won Saturday as well. They played Hastings at home. They beat them 99-68. Lucas Lorenzen, 28 points, 5 rebounds. Bryce Kopic, 17 points, 8 rebounds. So Dort, they go to 14-0. And if you listened to Coach the other day, you knew they were going to take some time off. They don't play again until January 2nd. So they're taking the entire Christmas period off. He wanted his guys to get their legs back and go visit their family and kind of recenter in their life. And then Morningside, they defeated Mount Marty at the Stable, 91-63. Good win for Morningside. Joey Scoff, 19 points, 5 rebounds, and Caleb Dreckman, 18 points, 2 rebounds. Take a look at the rest of the GPAC. As we said, Northwestern, Dakota Wesleyan was a winner. And Concordia is trying to sneak back in. So let's look at the standings. Dordt and Northwestern obviously are unbeaten. Morningside has got to square up and just really punch to get back up there. And Dakota Wesleyan and Concordia are doing just that. It's going to be a tall order to catch some of those teams at the top, but this is the GPAC. I mean, it is crazy. So they don't play full conference action again until January 2nd. There's a lot of non-conference games, trust me, especially as they all go down to Florida. But on January 2nd, Dort and Doane, that's a game to keep an eye on because Dort's taking that long layoff. Okay, how are they going to respond to it? And then secondly, Doane has been known to surprise people. It's not uncommon. So you have to keep an eye on that. The one thing Dort has in its favor, it's at their house. Concordia is going to play Dakota Wesleyan. That's an important game because if you look at the standings here, these two teams, Dakota Wesleyan and Concordia, are really trying to get back into that race. Langston, they had a good win against John Brown. I kind of teased them the other day about being the Kings of the 1-point win. But again, I'm going to say it again. A win is a win is a win. And at that time, they were 9-2, and a lot of people would have taken that over whatever their record is. But Langston beats John Brown, a very good basketball team, 69-55. Langston goes to 10-2. Amoro Lotto, he has 14 points. And Bryce Monroe, 25 points, 3 rebounds. So they're going to play Oklahoma Wesleyan on December 29th. Cook that popcorn early for that. That's two really, really good teams. That'll be good. Let's take a look at the Sooner in just a little bit more depth here. Ozarks won. Wayland Baptist just continues. The Wayland Baptist is getting no attention. They're just winning and winning and winning. Mid America Christian won over Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City struggling now. Texas Wesleyan. Nelson won again. Watch out for them too. That's obviously the old Sagu, but they're getting back in that mix. So here's the standings: Wayland's 8-1, Langston 7-2, and then John Brown's right there. Nelson's right there. Look at Mid America Christian sneaking back up. So it could be a pretty good race. They don't come back until January 2nd again. Tons of non-conference games between now and January 1st. But when they come back, this College of the Ozarks going to Wayland Baptist. Watch that. Remember, College of the Ozarks came an eyelash from defeating Langston. And John Brown, this is an important game because John Brown, after suffering the loss to Langston, they need to get back in that W column. I know it's a ways off. You're not going to remember what I said on January 2nd when they play. So let's jump over to the Crossroads. Grace College, they played IU East. They played them in Winona Lake there. Look at this. Look at my guy, Ian Scott, 35 points, 8 rebounds. Probably one of the top athletic guys in the country. He is literally the Energizer Bunny. They built the Energizer Bunny with him as the protege or the prototype. He's a high energy guy. He's really, really fun to watch. 35 points, 8 rebounds for Ian. And Justin DeGraff, 16 points, 3 rebounds. So Grace now, for all you who have buried them previously, are 9-3. And they play Texas A&M San Antonio on Monday. Also in the Crossroads, Huntington really got tested by New College. That it's their first year in NAIA action. Andrew Wingreen is the head coach. Drew Lutz down there as the assistant. And they're really putting together a great program. But Huntington got out with the win as they made the trek to Florida. But this was an overtime win. Drew Goodline, 21 points, 3 rebounds. And Landon Jordan, 23 points, 8 rebounds. So Huntington goes to 10-2, and they're going to play Ave Maria on Monday. Tons of top 25 teams in play tonight. This could be a good game. Ave Maria want a track meet. That's what they want. And Huntington, I don't think really minds a track meet, so it could be pretty interesting. Indiana Wesleyan, they beat Florida Memorial, another team that has made the trek to Florida. That's what we should do, is just move all the NAIA teams to Florida in the month of December, and then in January send them back to their conferences. Griffin Cleaver, 20 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. And Marcus Ankeny, 13 points, 3 and 4 assists. So they're 9-3 now. Again, for everybody who kind of wrote their obituary early, they've won 3 in a row. They're looking pretty good. They're going to play St. Thomas tonight as well. Another top 25 team in action tonight. Looks like, hey, just break all your Monday plans. Forget it. You got to watch all this basketball. So let's take, I don't want that. Let's take a quicker look, a closer look at the standings here, or the games. We talked about Grace. Mount Vernon Nazarene went out to California, and they beat Pacific Union and Cal Maritime. And we talked about the rest. Cal Maritime, if you haven't watched them play, they play 14, 15 guys, and they press and double team the whole game, and then they just rotate out in platoons. They're just really exciting to watch. You got to give them all the credit in the world for how hard they play. The standings in the Crossroads haven't changed, and they're back in full action on January 4th. Again, tons of non-conference action. When they come back, check out the Taylor Spring Arbor game. That's going to be a big game. Taylor's a little bit up and down, but first-year coach Austin Peters is still putting his team together, getting them where he wants them. And Indiana Wesleyan has to go to St. Francis up in Fort Wayne. Always a battle. So let's go to the Heart of America. Baker, another team that just not too many people talk about, but they just win and win and win. They're 11-1. They beat Grandview 75-61. Noah Rigatuso, if I say his name wrong, Noah Rigatuso, he had 19 points, 5 rebounds. And Keenan Russell, he had 11.7 rebounds. So Baker, they're going to play at Mount Mercy tonight, another top 25 team in action tonight. So they're, as I said, they're 11-1. Okay, let's look at closer at the. Oh, one more. That's right. Graceland got out of the top 25. So Graceland, they lost the other night to Grandview, a good rebound win. They beat Central Methodist 76-60. Carson Bush, 18 points, 2 rebounds, 5 assists, and Cole Bowen, 16 points, 15 rebounds. That's amazing. They go to 11-1, and they're going to host Park on Monday. Now let's look at the conference just a bit closer. Here's the games from this weekend. I don't think any surprises there. Park won, Mid-American Nazarene, Graceland, and Baker. Here is the updated standings right here. So Baker and Graceland, and they're a couple games up on Peru State. Everybody else is catching them. So they're in action. Well, there's a couple games tonight. So check out that Park Graceland game. The other two, anyway, they're all in action there. Peru State. What I was doing, I was looking at this Mid-America William Penn game. It's at William Penn. It's a game you would expect William Penn to win, but you might keep an eye on that game as well. And then Peru State, Central Methodist. Peru State has to keep pace with the leaders, so they're going to need a win. Central Baptist down there in the American Midwest, they beat Mission. Mission is pesky. You can't really put them away. They beat them 100-91. Wade Williams had a pretty good game on Friday, 26.7 rebounds. And then Devin Foster, 17 points, 8 rebounds. This game was on Friday. They play, I wonder if that was Thursday. I think I might have given you this one before. But they play Freed Hardeman next. Okay, no, I apologize. I pulled up the wrong game for Central Baptist. That was from Thursday. This is from Saturday. They beat Harris Stowe 97-80. Same result, they still won. 97-81. Wade Williams again had a night, 15 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists. But look at Sage Bourbon. He had a night, 32 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. Sage Bourbon has been amazingly consistent for Central Baptist, who are now 11-2. They're going to host Freed Hardeman on Tuesday. That's the second half of a home and home. Remember, Freed Hardeman knocked him out of the tournament last year, and he and Coach Stutz agreed to do the home and home. That first game was a thrilling overtime game. I'm sure this one will be just as good. So now that I messed up the AMC, let's take a look at the rest of the games. No surprises. William Woods wins. Central Baptist, Crowley's Ridge, who's playing really well. So on the standings, Central Baptist and William Woods is 5-1. Columbia is right there, along with Crowley's Ridge and Missouri Baptist. So they come back on January 7th. Again, a lot of non-conference games. But check out this Crowley's Ridge Central Baptist game when they come back. Crowley's Ridge has been out of the conversation for a while, but they look pretty good this season. Let's go down to the Sun. Kaiser, they beat Thomas on Saturday, 82-56. Vince Miskowitz, 10 points, 10 rebounds for the double-double. Cameron Stitt, 17 points, 7 rebounds. So Kaiser, they go to 9-1, and they're going to play Hastings on Tuesday. Here's the rest of the games I don't know if you can see. I think it's just better if I don't magnify it. Kaiser beat Thomas. Coastal Georgia lost to Abraham Baldwin. Indiana Wesleyan, we talked about, defeated Florida Memorial, Huntington, and New College. So the schedule for tonight in the Sun, some really, really good games. Indiana Wesleyan is going to play St. Thomas. Coastal Georgia is playing Lander. Bethel is playing Florida Memorial. And Huntington is playing Ave Maria. That's probably some of the best basketball in the country tonight, right there. You check that out. Okay, let's look at the. This is the Appalachian Conference. Games on Saturday. Montreat fell to Ohio Christian, and Columbia Union beat Lindsey Wilson. So the standings, they didn't play any conference games. The standings stays the same. Pikeville and CIU, along with Bryan at the top of the pack. They, like a lot of other conferences, will be back in action right after the first of the year. I want to see this Johnson-Milligan game. And then the CIU Union Commonwealth, that's a very important game for CIU. This is the River States, University of Rio Grande. They lost to Montreat on Friday, 82-65. For Montreat, Jordan Mays, 23 points, 6 rebounds, and Jack Keller, 18 points. So the Rio Grande Red Storm, they go to 9-2, and they're gonna host Kentucky Christian on Wednesday. Let's take a look at the River States. We went through a lot of these. West Virginia Tech was a winner. Midway, Montreat, and IU Kokomo. The standings, I don't have the standings because these guys, I think they play one conference game before January, and then they kick off conference action full term, right after the first of the year. So that'll be the first Saturday in January. Oklahoma Wesleyan, they played Bethel, Kansas style, 86-70. They beat them. It's a good win for Oklahoma Wesleyan. They go to 9-3. Jaden Wilson, 15 points, 5 rebounds. And Tamaji Izguabe, I'm sorry, I know I messed your name up. 11 points, 3 rebounds. He had 11 points, 3 rebounds. They're 9-3. And they're going to host Langston, as I said, on December 29th. And I already told you to get the popcorn. Don't put it on the shopping list twice. Let's take the KCAC. Again, not really any surprises. Ottawa and Sterling, that was a pretty important game. Ottawa won that. Southwestern won. We talked about Oklahoma Wesleyan. Friends lost. That was, you'll see in the standings, that was a tough loss for Friends. So right here, St. Mary, Ottawa, Oklahoma Wesleyan, and then Friends, you can see now they've fallen a game back from the pack. So again, another conference, they start on January 4th. Want to watch that Sterling St. Mary game and Friends in Ottawa. Both these games could have a big impact on the standings. University of Mobile going over to the Southern States. They beat Truett McConnell 76-72. Darius Oliver, 14 points, 5 rebounds. BJ Comer, 23 points, 3 rebounds. They go to 9-3, and they're going to play Faulkner on January 4th. Let's take a look at the rest of the conference. No conference games, a lot of non-conference games. Good win by Bethel over Tennessee Southern. Not a good game for Tennessee Southern. Let's look at the standings. Again, they didn't change. Dalton State continues to lead the conference, and they'll be back on January 4th. Check out this Mobile Faulkner game when they get back. That'll be an important game. Wolverine Hoosier was in full action on Saturday. No big surprises. Northwestern Ohio won. Cornerstone is playing really well along with Lawrence Tech. Madonna is playing better, and Indiana Tech is leading the conference right now, 6-0 with Cornerstone and Lawrence Tech right behind them, and then Lourdes, and then it kind of falls off from there. So they play Wednesday, a couple games you want to keep an eye on. Concordia and Lourdes. Lourdes needs a win. And Lawrence Tech needs a win as well. Everybody needs to keep pace with Indiana Tech. And Madonna, I know they were really, really, really struggling early, but they're playing better, and they are Madonna. So this could be a big test for Lawrence Tech, and they have to go to Livonia. In the Chicagoland, IU Northwest is leading the pack, and no big surprises there. IU Northwest is 4-0, St. Francis is 4-1, and then St. X. So these are the three teams everybody's chasing. Indiana South Bend is right on their heels, but they need some wins. So they play tonight, Calumet versus St. Ambrose, and then they're back in action on next Saturday. And this St. Xavier, Indiana Northwest, is a big game next Saturday. The HBCU conference, you can see the games here. Again, nothing here that a big surprise. Stillman won. Wiley. Suno is playing better than they were. As you can see, they're 3-1 now with Tougaloo and then Stillman. Yeah. So this is the standings so far. They're back in action on, well, they play tonight. Oakwood's going to play Tougaloo. Keep an eye on that game. And then Stillman's going to play Suno. So those games are tonight. Boy, you're going to have a full night tonight. Okay, that was a ton of stuff to get through, and I did it fast. I hope I wouldn't too fast. I'm sorry I messed up that one for Central Baptist, but Sam Conkey won't mind. He's a good guy. He probably won't call me up and gripe me out, I hope. But I apologize. Sometimes when I put everything together, I get the wrong game in there, and that's what I did. But a ton of action, and you can see that the conferences are just starting to light up. And then the teams that are dominant, you're starting to see them, right? You know, Indiana or Northwestern is extremely dominant. College of Idaho shows dominance. You know, there's others, LSUA, but the conference races, as I say a million times, are what I really enjoy. I'm done talking. I'll be with you tomorrow because there's a ton of games tonight, and I hope you have a very, very good day with your family, and I hope you're getting ready for Christmas and you're really excited for it. This is Billy D, and I'm all done. Thank you very much for supporting our podcast. Please like and subscribe. Get out to your local NAIA school because NAIA basketball is the best entertainment value in America.